how Ronnie's just start advice from most of the YouTubers actually say that just grab your phone, just start recording. You'll figure it out on the way. It's going to be fine. Some of this is true. So we having two people here. We have entrepreneurs who kind of know what they want to do, or at least what they're selling. They also kind of divided into experienced entrepreneurs who actually selling something and entrepreneurs who don't know what they're selling, but they definitely is going to be a product or service. This is the first category of people. And another one is content creators. They can also end up on the entrepreneurial end, but content creators, they are different in a way. They just like to create content. They're creating content for other purposes rather than selling products or services. Either they just want to express themselves or just do something new. You need to have particular skills to be able to stand out in this space. Those various skills, and we're not going to talk about it right now, but still, why I divided those two groups of people? They have different goals in their content creation. Goal for an entrepreneur would be find clients, and the goal for the content creator would be find viewers. And those are two completely different strategies. And first step, you need to know, are you an entrepreneur or are you a content creator? And this would be the first step of understanding how you're gonna start, because without it you could not just start. This brings us to strategic foundation, which is kind of a part of what we already discussed, but it's a more precise part. So you have to understand a message. What are you going to tell with your content? So for entrepreneurs, it's a bit easier here because you understand at least what you're selling or at least what you're providing. It's easy to think about your product and figure out your message. It's going to be in your branding, it's going to be in your strategy. For content creators would be a little bit trickier because what's the purpose of your videos? Express yourself is a really good option, but again, what is a purpose of your expression? Do you want to be noticed? Do you want to entertain people? Do you want to make people laugh? Do you want to people think about something like really serious that's going on in the world? Do you want to educate people? What do you want to do with your content? You have to have a message that makes a strategic foundation of your content, of the whole content strategy. And then we have the second part, very important part of your presentation. You are in a space that is visual. If you were in Twitter or on Substack or blogging, that would be a little bit different. Make an impression. You just need a couple of seconds and you may not change this impression. That's why visual psychology behind your presentation is really important. For entrepreneurs, if we're talking about the written content, even there you have a brand book, a visual style book. There's also psychology behind the colors, behind typography. What fonts do you use? What colors do you use? How do you brand your blog? So this is also very important, and this is like visual representation of your message. And if we're talking about visual content itself, Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, all these visual platforms, then it's even more important. This is not only about branding, it's also about how to express your authority through everything that you will show, that your authority will be easily readable. The texture of clothes also is very important, as well as color, your makeup, how you look, how you talk, what do you have like around you in your frame, or you just need a background and your talking head. So it's all you need to kind of think about or to have an understanding before you hit this record button. Let's talk about technical setup. Even if you have just the phone and nothing else, you need to think about lighting. You need to think about the frame you kind of want to use. Say, I'm recording this video on a background because I can't find a place in my home, but I can't just wait another month to continue building recording my content and building this channel, because say my problem after the first video was I spent so much time for editing this video and I completely forgot my microphone. Like I've got several microphones, I forgot all of them, like all of them. we've been traveling. I was lucky enough to find a microphone that I wanted for a long time. Elgato Neo. It was a necessity to buy this microphone. I usually record the videos with this little guy, which is absolutely incredible. This is just a Boya microphone. Like I don't remember how much it costed, like $10. $15 on Amazon a long time ago. Absolutely brilliant. And it was so much time and effort to film this video. I was completely exhausted after the first one. Then I decided I need to kind of adjust a angle I present my content so that I paused. But I cannot pause anymore. I need to continue. I don't have a home, create a space where I can record a video. Despite I'm a mom, despite I have children, and they need school. But story of my life, I don't live in one country for 5 years. I don't live in one flat for like 2 years. It just happens. This is like nothing wrong with this. At least I'm trying to tell myself that nothing wrong with this. This is a reality, and you have to build something within your reality. And you just have to find a way so your reality is working for you. And sometimes it's hard. And this is not just art. You also need to consider other people in your life, like your family. When I was building my first channel, I had just 2 hours per day. I walked my children to nursery. I come back, I set up the scene, I moved furniture around, I checked it several times. I filmed a video, I timed it first. I know that now to record a video, I need about an hour with a setup. My setup is just my laptop mic and my phone. Sometimes it's tripod, but I bought this incredible thing. And my setup is quite simple, but it's also mobile. But I need to consider time to do this setup before I record a video. So you see, it's not just start, and I'm not an inexperienced person. I know what I want to talk about. I know the service I'm offering. I know my clients. I know my brand. I'm working on it. I do lots of technical stuff for clients, for my other projects that I'm building. And even for me, it takes time to sit down, figure out what I want to say in this particular moment, how do I want to express whatever message I have. And this is not just start. I have to think about the lighting. I don't have lighting. To be completely honest with you, I don't like natural light because a natural light is too harsh. But at the same time, use the best you can now. But I don't have a light right now in my disposal, so I have to use natural light. And again, I have to think when I need to film my content, where I need to film my content, because right now I'm not sitting next to the window. The light is too harsh for me to be able to sit next to the window. I sit in the middle of the room. So I do have enough light coming to my face from the balcony. And this is just enough not to be harsh on my face. And I'm not even sure that I'm like sitting correctly and my face is lit well enough. Probably yes, but I'm pretty happy with this setup for now. And I just need to get the job done with this frame so it would look decent. My voice sound crystal clear. You have to be strategic about your technical setup and how much time you spend on it. If you have a dedicated space in your house, you can streamline your setup. Just do it once and kind of forget about it. With me, I can't do this. I don't have a dedicated space in my home. Probably when I move home, I have been living in a situation for so many years that to work, I need just my gear, laptop stand, phone, charger of course, and I just have this pretty bag that contains hard drives and gear I need to record videos. I'm quite mobile, but it's hard to be mobile. It's hard to be organized. It's much easier to have a dedicated space. And the first thing I do, I will create a space for myself, even if I'm not staying in this house for a long time. This is so unpredictable. Coming back to the main point, you have to be strategic, and just start would not work here. And another very important thing that sums up everything we discussed already, but at the same time brings new information into the picture, is your authentic presentation. How to look professional without losing your personality. So if you have a bubbly personality, you're doing something related to finance or legal, you want to bring some of your personality into the professional content, but keep the content professional, not sort of entertainment. So it would be congruent, right? Visually and how you present it. It's important to find this voice, to combine all these things together, like a strategic foundation, your visual representation, how you present it, how you look, how you feel, what do you want to translate into your, how to come up with this strategy that contains everything inside and that you follow freely, because it's your authentic strategy, but it does contain your goals, your visual guidelines, your messages, your KPIs. This is very important to have this foundation for yourself to be able to move forward and to be able to create content faster, be able to express your own beliefs, and using your personality, using your authority to attract people who believe in you, not just the content that they want to hear. Yes, maybe you have unpopular opinion, like I always do. I always have unpopular opinions. And those opinions sometimes are not heard, but I know there are people who have critical thinking, who have analytical minds, and who are ready to listen to those unpopular opinions. The personality you're expressing is important because you would never hide it. Strategy needs to be ready before you start your tactical implementation. This is what I'm talking about. And this was the core message behind the Just Start critique from me. Just start is a good advice when you're ready with a strategy. Hope you find it useful. The Just Start advice knows completely psychological foundation that makes visual communication powerful and actually work. That's the problem with this advice. If you have any questions, please comment down below, and please like and subscribe.